The Propose a Course tab is where you'll propose a course in Section for approval. Click on the Propose a Course tab, and from the menu on the far right of your screen, under Propose Course, select New Instructor-Led Course. It's important to note that once you create your instructor-led course, you have 60 minutes from the time you access this page until you save before this page refreshes and your information is lost. If you think you're going to need more than 60 minutes, get into the habit of entering content in all the required fields and click Save Draft. Here is where you will complete the course details. All required fields are marked with a star. Course title is where you will enter a title for the course. Be sure that that title is clear so that your participants can find your course. Enter a brief description in Course Description. Be sure to tell what the course is about. This information will be displayed in the course catalog in the summary view of the course. In the Hours section, click the box next to the type of hours that are being offered for the course and enter the number of hours that the course participant will receive upon completing the course. If you are entering clock hours, STEM clock hours, or TPEP clock hours, also check the box next to Participation Only and enter 0 in the Hours box. What this does is it allows participants to receive participation hours if they do not qualify for the total clock hours offered. The WAC criteria field is also required. To recognize clock hours for salary placement options for certificated staff, it must meet one of these criteria. In the Skills Required field, enter any skills that you think folks will need to be successful in your course. The next field that you may want to enter information in is Notes. This could include any other information you would like the participant to know about the course. If there are any file attachments, you can include those here. The next option is to indicate whether or not participants will be allowed to enroll in sections of the same course. The default is not to allow participants to enroll in multiple sections and get credit multiple times. Check this box if you would like to allow participants to enroll in multiple sections. Click Create Instructor-Led Course when you're all finished. Once your course has been created, you have the ability to select settings. These are all optional settings and not required. When you have selected all settings you would like to use, click Done. Let's go over those settings now. On the right-hand side, you'll see the Settings pane. The first setting area is for availability. If you want this course to be available only to certain locations, such as your school, you would click Set Locations to change the location of the users that can see the course. If you set it to a specific building, those who work at multiple sites may not be able to view your course if that is not their primary location. To pick a specific school, set the type to School, leave Region and County at North Shore School District. From the district drop-down, pick elementary or secondary, depending on which school you're looking for. Once you pick that, the school drop-down will automatically modify and give you a list of the schools that fall in that category. Click Add to select that location. The next area in the Settings pane is Required Demographics. To modify those settings, you can click Set Required. You can choose demographics based on role or other groups. If there's a specific user group that you want to give this course visibility to, you'll want to contact a PD approver or contact Human Resources to have that group set up. If you do set a group here, the users in this set will see the course listed in their Home tab under Required Courses. This does not register all the people in that group for this course. Recommended demographics is very similar. You can set recommended demographic groups just like you did for the required demographics groups. If this is set, the users in this group will see the course listed in their Home tab under Recommended Courses. This does not register users for the course. Again, if you want a special group set up, a demographic group or a user group, contact a PD approver or contact Human Resources. Just like you can advertise a course and its sections to demographic groups where that course is required or recommended, you can also restrict this course to certain demographic groups. To do that, click Set Restricted next to Restricted Demographics, and much like with the other settings, you can choose a demographic group for whom this course will appear. If this is set, the users in this group will be the only ones to see the course in the course catalog. This in essence hides courses from certain demographic groups that are not part of the group that you've selected. Finally, in Settings, you can click Manage Course Tags to add tags to your course. When you click on Manage Course Tags, you'll see a list of subjects, categories, keywords, and funding types that might be applicable to your course. Adding tags is not required, but it certainly helps people find your course in the course catalog. The next step will be to propose a section. All courses must include at least one section. Add one section if it is only one class being offered, or if it is a multi-session offering where all participants are expected to attend all dates to receive the total hours entered for the course. If multiple classes are being offered with different participants expected for each class, with the same number of hours earned for each class, create multiple sections. Here's how to propose a section. At the bottom of the course page, on the far right, you'll see New Section. Click on that to create a new section. You'll create section details here and then click Create. All required fields are again marked with a star. If you only have one section, that is, you're only offering this thing one time and one time only, use the same title for section title that you did for course title. Make those match. If you have multiple sections, each section should begin with the same name as the course title and then include any additional identifying information, such as the date or a location or a grade level, or you can specify your audience. Under that, you can choose location. This is where your section is being held. You can enter a room number if it's known and if it's not included in the location list. Maximum number of participants is the total limit of the people who can register for your class. This is a required field. You can opt to allow a waitlist. You can also limit the size of the waitlist. The next two fields are required. These are your section start and end dates. If your section meets on multiple days, but it's the same group of participants in the same learning opportunity, then the start date will be the date of the first meeting of this group of people, and the end date will be the date of the last meeting of this group of people. The end of registration date is the deadline after which users can no longer register for your class. You can also set a cutoff date for your waitlist. Class times, default start and end times are essentially the meeting times for your sections on all the different days that that section might meet. If it will meet at various times, enter the first class start and end time. You can set specific class times and dates in the next step. If you'd like, you can enable a discussion for your course. This will allow folks to engage in online discussion regarding the content or if they have any questions or follow-up after the fact. The or release section at and then time and date allows you to hide the section from the catalog until a particular time. If you leave this alone and you enter nothing, the course and section will be released to the catalog as soon as it is approved. The very last section to fill in is the Attach File section or Attach Agenda section. Attaching an agenda is required if you plan to offer clock hours, STEM hours, or TPEP hours for your course. So be sure to attach your agenda at this important step. When you're all finished with all the fields on this page, click Create. Scrolling down to the bottom of the resulting screen, you'll see that the course is not yet approved because we need to add some instructors and some class times and so on. First, click Instructors. Search for the name of the instructor using either first or last or both and click Find User. Once you find that user, check the box next to their name and click Add User. You now have an instructor for your course. To add additional instructors, follow the same process. In order to manage the roster utilizing the Courses I Am Teaching tab, you must add yourself as an instructor, even if you are not an instructor. Once you have all the users added, click Done. Next, click Class Times. You have to do this even if you are using the dates and times entered on the previous screen. Click Add a new class time. The default that shows up in this first row here is the first date of the section that you entered on the previous screen, with the default start and end times. You can adjust the start and end time to your liking. You can continue to add new class times as needed, adjusting either dates, start times, or end times. When you're all finished, click Save and exit. Now that you have instructors, class times, and so on, you can click Done. When you're ready to submit, click Submit for Review, and then click OK. You're all done.